Good morning, my awesome third and fourth graders. Today we are bringing our myths and legends back to North America. We're going to be reading the myth and legend about the prickly pear cactus. This was from the Aztecs. The Aztecs were Indians, Native Americans that lived here in South America and had some cultural influence here in North America as well. But prickly pear cactuses, one of the reasons why I chose this is because prickly pear cactuses can be found in Arizona and in Utah, in New Mexico, in Nevada. So they are a plant that we can see growing here in our own state and close to us. Now, one thing that you should know about prickly pear cactuses is that you can actually eat them. They have fruit. The fruit, they taste a little bit like honeydew melons, if anybody have had a honeydew melon. They also, in the springtime, get beautiful little flowers on them. You can kind of see right here, you can get little flowers. They're actually beautiful pink flowers. And when I lived in Arizona, I used to love when the prickly pear cactuses would bloom, and then from those flowers would grow the prickly pear fruit. You can also cook and eat these little lobes of the prickly pear cactus. You shave off the little cactus needles and you can cook them and eat them. They are full of water and juices and stuff. It's kind of nasty. It's kind of like eating, I don't know, celery, but kind of tough celery. I've had some of that, but if you cook it, it gets a little bit easier to eat. So let's go ahead and we're going to read the myth of the prickly pear cactus here. All right, Aztec myth, prickly pear cactus. Alrighty. The ancient Aztecs believed in many gods, and each god had a job. For example, the sun god brought up the sun. If the sun god was unhappy, he would refuse to bring out the sun and all the crops would die. The Aztecs spent an enormous amount of time making sure that their gods were happy, and they could have spent gathering food or making needed goods. So they spent a lot of time making their gods happy and not taking care of themselves. So let's see what happens here. The Aztecs solved that problem by assigning the job of keeping their many, many gods happy to their priests. The people still prayed, but it was the priests with the power to keep the gods happy. The priests believed the only way to keep so many gods happy all at once was to offer the gods human sacrifice. While some people collected food and made goods, Aztec warriors spent their time capturing people from neighboring tribes and giving them to their priests, and they would sometimes sacrifice them instead of themselves. That's kind of sad, but they would do it. As you can imagine, this did not make the Aztecs popular with their neighbors. The other tribes in the area would combine forces if that was what it took to get rid of their awful neighbors, the Aztecs. Nobody wanted them around. For about 200 years, Aztecs were shoved from place to place, never welcome and always on the move. But the Aztecs had a legend. They believed their god of the sun and war had visited their priests long ago and had promised the priests that one day a priest would spot an eagle perched on a cactus holding a snake. This would be the signal that they had found their home. This is where they were supposed to settle down and build a city. Part of the legend was that they were supposed to settle down peacefully, at least for a while, to give themselves time to build strength. Believe it or not, one day a priest saw an eagle perched on a cactus holding a snake in its mouth. He couldn't believe his eyes. He ran back to the Aztec camp to tell the people what he had seen. This happened in the Valley of Mexico along the swampy shores of Lake Texcoco. Legend says that the Aztec people hurried to the swampy shore of the lake to see this wonderful sight for themselves. As they watched, the cactus grew into an island. The Aztecs settled down on that island. They named the island, oh boy, that's gonna be hard. Tenochtitlan, the place of the prickly pear cactus. So the Aztecs did have their major city was actually built on an island down by Mexico City. That's kind of where their power emanated from, and they spread both North and South America. But again, it's kind of an origin story, just like we learned from the Greeks and the Romans and even some of the fun ones from Britain. But it's just kind of interesting to see how every culture can have its own type of legend or myth for some of the same things, how things came about, how things were created. So I would really encourage you guys to look up some other myths and legends. Make sure you look up myths and legends for kids because some of them are not kid friendly. This will probably be my last official video. I may do one more next week, but we will be doing Zoom meetings for all the classes. And then Monday the 18th, we will hopefully see everybody. We're going to do a car parade, end of school day up at the school, and I hope to be able to see everybody there. I'll give you some more information as soon as I get that information. So as soon as I do, I will let you know. But I just want you guys to know that I'm going to miss you. I am excited for the summer to come along, and I hope that you guys will keep reading. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.